Welcome, welcome, welcome class. Welcome so much back to the library. I am Mrs. King and I am so happy to see you this morning. And I am so happy that you are sitting in your places on the rug. Thank you. Today I have a very, very special book for you. This was one of my favorites when I was younger, and as you can see, it is very, very loved. Very loved. And this book is called The King's Wish. It is very good. Here is our king. It is written by Benjamin Elkin. Illustrated, that means he drew the pictures, by Leonard Shortall. So, let's see about the King's Wish. The King's Wish. The King of Tam was a very good king. All day and every day he rode around Tam. He had to see that all were very happy. One day the king saw a man with some fish. The king said, "Oh, it must be fun to fish. How I wish I had time to fish." The 3 sons of the king heard his wish. Son 1 heard it, son 2 heard it, and son 3 heard it too. There's the sons over here. 1, 2, and 3. That night, the 3 sons went to see the king. Son 1 said, "Father, we heard your wish. We want you to have time to fish. Go and fish. We will do your work." The king said, "Why, you are just boys, but maybe you could do a king's work. Let us find out. I will give you a test, a king test." "Come with me," said the king. "I will take you to the king test room." Now the 3 sons were in the king test room. They looked all around. Then the king called to them, "I have shut this door. This is the test. You must not open this door, but you must get out of the room. Can you do it?" Could they do it? They saw there was just one door. The king had said they could not open the door. Then how could they get out? Son 1 said, "We'll have to find some other way." How do you think they're going to get out? Let's see. "Look," said son 1, "maybe we can get out that way. Let us try." Son 3 got up on top of son 2. Son 1 got up on top of son 3. Now son 1 could see out. "We cannot get out this way," said son 1. "We are all too big. We will have to find another way." But could they find another way out? Son 2 and Son 3 looked way down low. All they found was a hole. It was just a little mouse hole. Son 1 said, "Look, I found something. I found some red ink. Maybe we can get out with this." Son 1 told the other sons, "This ink will help us to get out. We can do the king test now. The king's man will look in here. He will see us." Soon the king's man did look in the king test room. "Open that door," the king's man called. Open that door. "The king's sons are in there. I see that they are sick. Get the king." The men opened the door. They ran into the king test room. They saw the king's sons. The sons had red spots all over them. They looked very sick. The men took the sons right out of the room, right out of the door, and then the king saw that his sons were out of the room. He saw that the spots were just red ink. He said, "You did it. You got out of the room and you did not open the door. My men did." Then the king said, "You are just boys, but you can do a king's work. I name you all kings." Then the king said goodbye to his sons. "Thank you," he said. "You gave me my wish. Now I can go away. Now I can fish." This next chapter in the book is called How a Squirrel Helped the King. The king had been away for a long time. What fun he had had! It was fun to catch fish. It was fun to see the birds. Then one day he saw a little squirrel. "Oh, oh," said the king, "what is this? The head of the squirrel is caught in the tree. He cannot get out." Then the king walked up to the tree. He let the little squirrel out, but he did not see two men in back of him. The men came up in back of the king. They put a big net right over his head. "Help," said the king. "They want my fish. Let me out of here." The squirrel saw what was going on. He did not like it. He thought, "The king helped me. Now I must help him." The squirrel hit the men. He hit the men with nuts. Bump! A big nut hit one man on the head. Bump! A big nut hit the other man on the head. "You hit me," said one man. "No, you hit me," said the other. Then the two men hit one another. This was just what the squirrel wanted. He jumped down from the tree. In no time at all, he had a big hole in that net. In no time at all, the king was out. The men did not see him. Now the king wanted to get the two men. But how could he do it? The king came up in back of the men. Down came the big net. Down went the men. But could the king hold them? A wagon was coming, but it was far away. Hurry, hurry, the king called. I have bad men here. I cannot hold them long. The men in the wagon made the horses hurry, fast, faster. They got there in time. They put the bad men in the wagon. We will take them away, the wagon men said. We are glad we could help you, good king. Then the king said, Thank you, little squirrel. That was a good thing you did for me. Tomorrow I am going home. I will take you home to Tam with me. This chapter is called The Big Fire. The next day, the king was up before the sun. He was happy. He was on his way home. But all at once, he saw something far away. It looked like a fire. There was a big fire in Tam. A big house was on fire. But no one in Tam saw the fire. Oh, said the king, they are all fast asleep. The king said, I must do something fast. He had 3 arrows. He took one of them out. I must hit the town bell with this arrow, said the king. I must wake someone up. I must wake up my sons. The king let the arrow fly, but the arrow did not hit the bell. It fell in the lake. Now one of the king's 3 arrows was gone, and now another big house was on fire. I must wake someone. I must wake my sons, said the king. The king let another arrow fly. But this arrow fell into the fire, and now 3 big houses were on fire. Now the king had just 1 arrow, his very last arrow, a very big arrow. The king said, I must hit that bell. I must wake up someone in my town. He let the big arrow fly. It did hit the bell. Would the king's sons hear it? Would someone in all of Tam wake up? The king's sons did hear it. Now, at last, they did wake up. The king's sons ran out. Get water, they called. The king's sons told everyone just what to do. It took a long time, and it took a lot of water. But at last, the big fire of Tam was out. We did it, said Son 2. We put out that fire. We are very good kings. But then son 1 found the arrow. He found the big arrow of the king. "Look," he said, "it was our father who hit the bell. We were fast asleep. He had to wake us up. I guess we were not very good kings after all." Then the sons saw the king coming. "Father," they said, "we were not good kings." "Yes, you were," said the king. "You were just boys, but you did what you could. From now on, you will work with me." All in the town of Tam heard this, and all in the town of Tam were happy. The end. Let's see what the back looks like. Oh, and there's the king fishing. What did you think of the king's fish? Did you like it as much as I did when I was little? If you did, you may come up to my desk and check it out for your book this week. Thank you so much